أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ياسين والقرآن الحكيم إنك لمن المرسلين على صراط المستقيم تنزيل العزيز الرحيم لتنذر قوما ما أنذر آباءهم فهم غافلون لقد حق القول على أكثرهم فهم لا يؤمنون إنا جعلنا في أعناقهم أغلالا فهي إلى الأذقان فهم مغمحون وجعلنا من بين أيديهم سدا ومن خلفهم سدا فغشيناهم فهم لا يبصرون وسواء عليهم أنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون إنما تنذر من اتبع الذكر فخشي الرحمن بالغيب فبشره بمغفرة وأجر كريم إنا نحن نحيي الموتى ونكتب ما قدموا وآثارهم وكل شيء أحصيناه في إمام مبين واضرب لهم مثلا أصحاب القرية إذ جاءها المرسلون إذ أرسلنا إليهم اثنين فكذبوهما فعززنا بثالث فقالوا إنا إليكم مرسلون قالوا ما أنتم إلا بشر مثلنا وما أنزلنا الرحمن من شيء إن أنتم إلا تكذبون قالوا ربنا يعلم إنا إليكم لمرسلون وما علينا إلا البلاغ المبين قالوا إنا تطيرنا بكم لئن لم تنتهوا لنرجمنكم ولميسننكم منا عذاب عليم صدق الله العلي العظيم. صلوات اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
بر محمد و آل محمد صلوات. اللهم salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Like to have Sister Lina read. بر محمد و آل محمد صلوات. اللهم salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters of Islam. In the holy month of Ramadan, the Quran was revealed to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Many try to argue that the Ahl Bayt has no mention in the Quran, but they are not correct. In many verses, the Quran talks about the Ahl Bayt and their position in Islam as leaders chosen by Allah. They are referred to as perfect servants of Allah. I will be talking about one of the verses that mentions Imam Ali alayhi salam. In Surah Baqarah, verse 207, the Quran says, "And among the people he is who sells his soul seeking the pleasure of Allah, and Allah is most kind to his servants." This verse was revealed after Imam Ali alayhi salam sacrificed his life to save the life of the Prophet. When the Prophet was moving from Mecca to Medina, there was a plan made by his enemies to kill him. Allah warned the Prophet and advised him to ask Imam Ali alayhi salam to stay in the Prophet's bed that night, so it would distract the enemies from realizing Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam had escaped. Imam Ali alayhi salam was so thankful for the opportunity to help the Prophet that he performed a sajda of thankfulness to Allah. Even as he was asked to put his life at risk, he was thankful and a true servant of Allah. I pray that we can all follow his footsteps and always remember verse 207 when asked to sacrifice something for Allah. Salawat.
محمد وآل محمد صلوات اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد عجل فرج.
لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين، سيما مولانا بقية الله في الأرضين، روحي وأرواح العالمين له الفداء. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. صدق الله العلي العظيم. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
As we've been discussing here in the last couple of days, that every school of thought goes with its rules and regulations and teachings. You can't find any school of thought in the world without any perspective, without any science and knowledge. And in the school of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salatu wassalam, what is the document? The only document exists is the teachings of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salatu wassalam. That is the core idea of our school of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salatu wassalam. If we cross the boundaries from the sayings of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salatu wassalam, then definitely in that part we are not going to be Shia. Shia means those who live in the territory of the teachings and guidance of Ahlul Bayt. Simple. But we always have right to read about the opinions and ideas and theories and books, and we can see philosophers, we can discuss with different kind of people and different schools of thoughts. But when time comes about the action, we have to act according to teachings of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. And the point is, this is the spirit of teachings, that our documents, which is called Hadith of Masumin, are not created by those who are, there are possibility of having some mistakes. No. If something is narrated from Ahlul Bayt through the true sources, true knowledge, true books, then that's a final words, because Masumin, we call them Masum, that means infallible. They don't fall into mistakes, and this is the point. We don't, Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam don't fall in mistakes. When they say something, it is always correct and perfect. And we can see these things. We can compare the sayings of Ahlul Bayt with other scholars very simply. Well, we go back to this with this muqaddamah, with this preface to the hadith of Abdullah ibn Jundab in the part 6 of this hadith. Or I just made this hadith in a separate in a different parts. Because in this hadith, 25 times Imam Sadiq uh, called Abdullah ibn Jundab, Yabna Abdullah, Yabna Abdullah ibn Jundab, one time, two times, three times, four times, and then Imam each time explains the whole sentence. In the sentence number 6, Imam says, Yabna Jundab, or Ya Abdullah ibn Jundab, لا تقل في المذنبين من أهل دعوتكم إلا خيرا. This is a beautiful thing. Mudhnibin, those who commit sin, wrongdoers in a sense. Mudhnibin, doing those who are doing sin, dhanb, yani guna or ma'siyat or sin. يا ابن جندب لا تقل في المذنبين من أهل دعوتكم. أهل دعوتكم, people of Islam, nation of Islam. Those who are mudhnibin, those who are wrongdoers, those who are sin doers among your nation, لا تقل إلا خيرا. Don't speak about them anything except khair. I mean, this is amazing. He's not talking about the good peoples or like awliya or no. Definitely about awliya and good people, we have to talk good. Imam is saying about those who are sinners, those who are committing sin, those who are doing guna and ma'siyat. لا تقل, don't say a single word. في المذنبين من أهل ملتكم, those who are committing sin. We can sit down together, we can talk about a brother or sister. Look at him, what he's doing, who is doing this and that and this and that and this and that and this and that. We can talk about a sister, look at her. She's doing this and that and this and that and this and that. We can discuss about their ma'asiyat and their guna. The Imam said, La taqul, nothing. Don't say anything about their sin. Don't discuss about their sin. La taqul fil mudhnibina, about mudhnibin, those who are doing sin. Where min ahle da'watikum illa khaira. If you want to speak about them, just talk about khair. Just talk about. Let me give you an example. You're talking with a brother or with a friend who is making plan to go somewhere. There's sin happening, some kind of gathering, some kind of party, something like that. Instead of sitting down and talking about his sin and where he's going and what is happening there and now what he's going to do there, all these things, say no. Don't talk about these things. Call your friend, invite another friend. My friend, we are going to have some food tonight for some dinner. Take your friend with you to a correct place. Instead of discussing about what he or she is going to do in that mahfil, in that majlis, in that sitting, in that party, about sin and their sin, no, don't talk about that. Do khair if you want to do. Talk about khair. Take him to some food, some other place. We are going to do, gather some other place. Very simple and nice word. يا ابن جندب لا تقل في المذنبين من أهل دعوتكم إلا خيرا. And then if you want to talk, just talk about khair. Khair means what is beneficial to him or her. That's it. Then Imam says, واستكينوا إلى الله في توفيقهم وسلوا التوبة لهم. This is amazing. Not only you are not going to talk except khair for them, واستكينوا إلى الله في توفيقهم. Ask from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for his or her tawfiq. Always do dua for this brother. Oh Allah, give a chance to him. Let me have this brother to this place. Let me invite him here. May Allah guide him. We have to ask from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for their tawfiq. Tawfiq means if Allah creates a situation for someone for his falah or success. That is called tawfiq. We always say, may Allah give you tawfiq. What does it mean? Yani, Allah gave you a good chance to come back to the territory of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Tawfiq means if you come in the path of Allah, this is tawfiq. With the actions, with saying, with writing, with reading, with whatever you want to do. Tawfiq means when you come into the territory of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, according to teachings of Allah. Not only don't talk about them except khair, wastakinu ilallah fi tawfiqihim. Do dua for them. Wastakinu. Ask from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for their tawfiq. Wasalu tawbah lahum. If those brothers or sisters are not doing tawbah, you do dua, tawbah, you do tawbah on their behalf. We have to do tawbah on their behalf. As what? Birds in the skies, fishes in the oceans are doing tawbah for mu'mineen. We all have mistakes in our lives, comparatively. We all have mistakes and sin in our lives comparatively. If there's no one to do istighfar on your behalf, tawbah on your behalf, and if you want to pursue path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah points all the fishes in the oceans and birds in the skies. Allah orders them, do istighfar and tawbah for this moment, for this moment, for this moment, for that moment, for that moment, for that moment. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala cares about you. If you care about others, when we do istighfar on their behalf, those who are doing mudanabin, those who are doing sin, a good boy, a good girl, a good man, a good woman, due to situation, he fall or she falls into the wrong path. Don't talk about them anything wrong or bad, except just good. Except just good. Talk about good. And then ask tawfiq from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for them. And not only tawfiq, we have to do tawbah on their behalf. Oh Allah, I'm doing tawbah for myself, as I want to do tawbah for all my brothers, those who are doing mistakes. When I do this, who's going to do tawbah for me then? If you have mu'minin, they're doing tawbah and istighfar for you, you're lucky, good. If you don't, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in orders, not in this hadith, in another hadith, says Allah will order fishes of the oceans and birds are in the sky. And maybe others. Who knows? Malaika. We have this hadith in this saying in a hadith. Allah orders to malaika, to angels, do istighfar on the behalf of this brother, this sister. So when we care about others, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala care about us. And then Imam said to Abdullah ibn Jundab, فَكُلُّ مَنْ قَصَدَنَا وَوَالَانَا وَلَمْ يُوَالِ عَدُوَّنَا. Those who really want to come to us, qasd, you target your goal. فَمَنْ فَكُلُّ مَنْ قَصَدَنَا. Those who want to come to us, Ahlul Bayt. Follow us, Ahlul Bayt. They want to be with us, Ahlul Bayt. وَوَالَانَا. And they really want to be with us without any distance between us and them. They accept us as their authority, as their wali, as their leaders, as their imam. They want to be close with us. وَالَانَا لَمْ يُوَالِ عَدُوَّنَا. They're not going to follow our aduv, our enemies. I can't call myself, I am follower of Ali ibn Abi Talib, but I'm eating food like Muawiyah. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. If I call myself uh, a follower of Fatima Zahra salamul alaiha, my hijab is not going to be like a Cleopatra. No, like those shayateen and mufsideen. If I call myself I am Shia, my home is not going to be like home of Pharaohs, Fir'aunin. No, that's impossible. If I call myself Shia, and if I follow the goal of Ahlul Bayt, and they're my target, they're my goal, and they're our wali, lam yuwali aduwana. Those people are not going to follow then our adu, our enemies. Those people are not going to follow our adu. فَكُلُّ مَنْ قَصَدَنَا وَوَالَانَا لَمْ يُوَالِ عَدُوَّنَا وَقَالَ مَا يَعْلَمْ وَسَكَتَ عَمَّا لَا يَعْلَمْ. Our Shia, if they know something, they speak about that. Let me tell you about this point right here. Draw a line, 0 to 100. This is jahl, 0, ignorance. You come to 100. This is ilm. Number 50 or number from 1 to 100 at the 50 in the middle. What is that? If this is jahl, ignorance, and that is knowledge. So in 15, what is at the 50, what is that? Shak. That is shak in the 50. What is in 25 and 75? Adhan wal wahm. Adhan is 75, wahm is 25. So when we move from jahl, we go to wahm. Then we come to shak. Then when we go to dhan, sad, zad, tada, sorry about that. Tada, dhan. And from dhan we move to ilm. Sorry? Yaqeen, yaqeen, yaqeen. Yaqeen is a natija of ilm. Ahsantum. Then when you're 100% sure. So we move from jahl to yaqeen, basically to ilm. In middle is the shak. Quran says never speak about anything, even though if you have dhan. You have knowledge, not 0%, not 25%, not 50%, not 75. If you have yaqeen, if you have ilm, then talk. That means in the most of our life, we are not allowed to give statements. Simple. All I can say, I guess this is the answer. I guess this could be an answer. I guess sometimes we speak very firmly. No, 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 like that. This is the thing. This is the thing. This thing. Yes. If you have studied like thousands of ayat and rawayat and history things and these things, then you can say, yes, this is my claim. This is what I'm saying. I know that. I know that this is correct. This is 100%. No, most of the time our knowledge is like 50 to 60%, sometimes below 50%. We are below doubt. Imam said, speak when you have ilm. Ilm means not 1 to 99%, when you're 100% sure. That's it. Even though you think you're 100% correct, all you have to say, you have one say. If friends are talking, people are talking committee, you can say, this is my opinion. I guess this could be correct. This is correct, maybe. And that's it. Don't argue. It's called mira in Arabic. Don't debate. Munadara. No, there's no munadara. We have lots of munadarat of Maima, munadarat Imam Jafar Sadiq, munadarat Imam Rada alayhi salatu wasalam. Those were in fact not munadarat. Hukumat, government of the time, they used to set up a program where they pull Imam and the enemies with the hope of maybe this group of people are going to defeat Imam and will put Imam down. And that never happened. In just one question and answer, they were all down in front of A'immat Tahirin alayhimus salatu wassalam. So those munazat were happened because of the government. They wanted to do this. They wanted to put Ahlul Bayt down, but they never could do that. We have only people of intellect. We are people of question and answers. Pursue the answers, pursue the answers, pursue the knowledge, pursue the knowledge, pursue the answers and knowledge, and that's it. This is the way of living. وَقَالَ مَا يَعْلَمُ. Our Shia only talk about those things they know 100%. If you're in doubt, you can say, yeah, no, my brother, I guess it could be this thing. The answer could be like that. When we talk like this, there's a no fight, there's a no da'wah, there's a no jhagda, there's a no problem, there's a no issues. Because we all talk with very humble way. It could be like that, but there's still room. Maybe you are correct. Who knows? And if you're a scientist in the thing, like there's a specialist, some people in the chemistry, some people in physics, some people in math, some people in religion, some people in munajat, some people in different fields. You can say, I studied these things for like a couple of years, 10 years, 15 years, 12 years, and now I think this is correct. Even though you have to say, I think. Allama Tabatabai Rizwanullah is ma'ruf. He's well known that anytime he answered in about anything, he always, the first sentence was, I don't know, but I think it could be like that. The person who wrote all those books and Tafsir al-Mizan and all those knowledge, that's how humble he was. So here, Imam said, وَقَالْ مَا يَعْلَمُ. Our Shia are going to speak about what they know. And then he said, وَسَكَتَ عَمَّا لَا يَعْلَمُ. If they don't know, they just keep quiet. They just keep quiet, simple. أَوْ أَشْكَلَ عَلَيْهِ فَهُوَ فِي الْجَنَّةِ. Not only na'lam, there's a ishkal on it, there's a shubha on it, there's a doubt. You want to make some statement, but you're still in doubt. You're not, if you're not sure, even though don't talk about it. A person came to, in a meeting, there was Allama Tabatabai and there was Imam Khomeini, both of the greatest scholars sitting in the meeting. This person asked a question from both of them without bringing their name, and he didn't receive any answer. He was quiet, and he repeated the answer, and he repeated the question, and repeated the question. At the end, he said, scholars, I'm asking a question. They said, we don't know. You're asking from me or from him? You decide first. Why should I involve myself? And I have experienced this thing many times in my life. I'm sitting with the friends, sometimes Mu'mineen in the city, in different states, different countries, and they come and say, this is my faith, this is what I believe. Then what? I never involve these things. This is your belief. You're not asking me. You're telling me. This is your belief. Why should I come in confront and say, oh, why you have this belief? If you believe, you believe. Mubarak. If it's good for you, it's bad for you. None of my business. When I sit with a friend who has knowledge, in this community I'm talking about, in the last couple of days, I found friends. They're specialists in the scientists in the I don't know some science. There are brother sitting, he's a scientist in his field. There's a brother Jafar, he's a knowledgeable in his field. I always ask questions. I don't feel ashamed. If you have opinion, if you have studied these things, let me know what you think about this. But if someone comes to me and starts sitting right behind me, oh, this is my opinion about the Quran. Mubarak. It's your opinion. Keep your opinion with you. Lots of time I found their opinions are like 100% wrong. 100% wrong opinion. Wrong understanding. None of my business. Why should I come and fight with them? You are not asking me questions. You are just telling me this is your belief. Go ahead with your belief, no problem. If you ask, I might say, okay, this is my opinion, this is what I studied. Moment is always in this situation. When someone asks from you, say, this is what I think, or if I don't know, I will connect you with a person in this field. I will relate you to a person who is in this field, a specialist. We go together, ask him, I give you a number, we can go and call him and talk to him. Simple and easy. وقال ما يعلم وسكت عما لا يعلم واشكل عليه. If there's a doubt on you, just keep quiet. فهو في الجنة. Until here, like 5-6 lines or 5-6 paragraphs. Imam explained all those things, and at the end, Imam made a statement. If we do all these first 5-6 steps, فهو في الجنة. We all want to be in Jannah, right? We all want to be with Anbiya alayhimu salam, Ahlul Bayt alayhimu salam. We should make a list of these 5 sentences, right? Put it in English, right on the wall. And we can make like this sentence 1, sentence 2, sentence 3, 4, 5, 6. And we can put a green garden and then entering in Jannah. And we have to watch these sentences every day. We all want to go to Jannah. So first, step 2, step 3, 4, 5, 6, and then final stage. Why we don't try this in this life? We all want to be Jannah. None of those ahadith is what we are doing. Based or according to our culture, what we are doing, I don't see in these rawayat. But what Ahlul Bayt say, if you do this and this and this and this, and then you jump into Jannah. That's 100% positive. Those who want to be in Jannah have to write down these 6 sentences. And then continuation of this hadith. And the next part of this hadith, Yapna Jundab, well, until here Imam said, you're in Jannah. Until here, you're in Jannah. But in Jannah, you don't want to be a cleaner. In Jannah, you don't want to be a taxi driver. In Jannah, you want to live with Janab Adam, Janab Nuh, Janab Ibrahim, Janab Musa, Janab Maryam, Janab Asiya, Janab Khadija, right? With Ali ibn Abi Talib, with Rasulullah. Young boy came to Rasulullah and said, Ya Rasulullah, he did something good for Rasulullah. Rasulullah was happy on him. He said, okay, what can I do for you? He was a very smart boy. Right there, he said, Ya Rasulullah, I want to live in Jannah with you. اصلا رسول خدا رو قاپید با این حرفش. شوکه شد رسول خدا. He was shocked. Rasulullah, oh, you asked me something really hard. Because not you, 124,000 Anbiya are waiting to live with Rasulullah. So then who are you? Stay in the line. He said, I want Rasulullah, I want to stay with you. As Rasulullah told him something, he just got it. He's very smart. Rasulullah got shocked. He said, you asked something really big, but if you want it, you have to help me. You have to help me. Can you believe that what Rasulullah responded to him? He said, Ya Rasulullah, how can I help you? Rasulullah responded to him, بِطُولِ السُّجُود. سجده های طولانی بکن اگر میخوای در بهشت با من باشی. بطول السجود. اگر میرے ساتھ رہنا چاہے قیامت میں لمبے لمبے سجدے کرو. آدھے گھنٹے کے, 1 گھنٹے کے, 2 گھنٹے کے, آدھی رات کے, جتنا ہو سکے. Do long prostrations. طول السجود. Help me. If you want to live with me, I will do that. But you have to help me. You ask me something really big. He was very nice man, Rasulullah. He was very nice man. Very, very decent, very humble, very lovely, very joyful. It's famous in the history books. One day, a group of people brought a young boy to Rasulullah. They said, okay, Ya Rasulullah, this boy is so kind of out of manners. He kissed a girl from another tribe, and we want to just, punish him. And Rasulullah asked him, did you do that? He said, Ya Rasulullah, I did that, but I'm so sorry. I'm ready to be qisas. She can come and kiss me. And all of a sudden, Rasulullah started laughing. Look at this karam of Rasulullah. He started laughing. He said, SubhanAllah, as you laughed, he does. He said, okay, don't worry. He went to the both tribe and made them agree to let them marry together. Rasulullah, he was not from Iraq or Pakistan or India or Afghanistan. Okay, where's my gun? Let him shoot both. No. He laughed on them. The young kids, they made mistake, no problem. Let them marry together. He was man of karam. He was man of love. Enemies and Muslimin and Mushrikeen and Munafiqeen, all of them would love him, except those who have their own interests against going against his mission of Rasulullah, mission of Islam. That's how he used to work with community, with people, with the people of his time. Here in this hadith, the Imam Sadiq said, Yabna Jundab, Yahlikul muttakilu ala amalihi. Those who think their amal is perfect and they rely on their own amal, they are going to be people of halak. Can you give me an example? Just one example, simple example. Who relied on his amal and religious deeds and messed up with his life? Who? Shaitan. Sallu ala Muhammad wa for him. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Shaitan did that. He said 6,000 years of ibadat. 6,000 years ibadat. We do 60 hours ibadat, we just feel like we are Imam Khomeini. Right? He did 6,000 of years ibadat. I said, oh Allah, how can I do sajda for Adam? He's from clay. I'm from fire. Look at my ibadat. And he's just born today. I'm going to sajda for him. Imam said here, Yabna Jundab, Yahlikul muttakilu ala amalihi, wala yanjul mujtari'u ala dhunub. Those who are keep doing sin, small sin. Mujtari and jari. Those who just don't care about, they just dare to do all of this they want to do. They just keep doing small sin, thinking like, okay, this is not a big thing. I will fix it later on. They keep doing. They're against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, small actions. They know what they're doing. They're creating fasad and fitna and fight and disputes in community and lots of other things in family, outside family, in the friends. Those who keep doing sin, they're not going to find najah. There's no salvation for these kind of people. There's no salvation. يا ابن جندب يهلك المتكل على عمله ولا ينجو المجترئ على الذنوب الواثق برحمة الله. Now we have to go through the guide, through the pattern. And Allah says that pattern is do's of Quran and don'ts of Quran. Simple thing. And then guidance of Ahlul Bayt and Rasulullah. Sunnat Rasulullah and Seerah of Ahlul Bayt. Simple, very simple. It's not a tough thing. We can work it out. Work on it just like in a couple of weeks. 4, 5, 6 weeks. I can draw a map for you. These are the read Quran, make the list. This is Sunan Nabi, the book of Allama Tabatabai. Read it, this book. And then go Usul al-Kafi, buy 4, 5, 6 books, and then you're done. Keep working on it. And you're in Jannah, inshallah. We're all. This is the only roadmap. Qultu, Abdullah ibn Jandab said, Faman yanju, Ya Imam Sadiq. Then who is going to be people of salvation? Then where are the people of salvation? Who's going to get salvation? Then where's Najat? قال الذين هم بين الرجاء والخوف. Those who live in the state in between of khawf and raja. They have hope and they have fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And they live in between. They never say, okay, my job is done, my ibadat is done, my amal is done, and I'm good. I'm going to be in Jannah. No. On those who are there are a group of people, they're so hopeless. Quran says, La taqnatu min rahmatillah. Never be hopeless of mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's always a way out. So stay in between. Don't say I'm hopeless. So what is my life? Let me do what I want to do. Let me think what I think. Let me act what I want to act. No. Don't be hopeless. And don't be so firm that my amal, my this, my that, and my I'm perfect human being and then I'm done. No. Always be in this between, in the between of these two states. Those who live بين الخوف والرجاء. Imam replied, الذين هم بين الرجاء والخوف كأن قلوبهم في مخلب طائر شوقا إلى الثواب وخوفا من العذاب. And then Imam gave him an example, a beautiful example. It's just like your heart is in the claws of a bird, and the bird is flying, holding you in the bird's claws. Anytime she can leave you, you can come down. So our heart has to be right in that state, in that position. Because in other ahadith, this entire dunya, this entire world is haba'il al-shaitan. Haba'il al-shaitan. The entire world is a trap of shaitan. And we are going to move through this. You know, in the old times, a father said to his son, Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. A father said to his son, my son, now you're grown up, you're young. Before you marry, just go see some scholar and learn some wisdom. It was part of culture in old times. Go and learn some wisdom. He said, okay, go to see that person, that city, and that town far away from it. This young boy, he just traveled all the way to see that wise person. When he arrived, the wise person, he saw like wise person living in a home, a big, beautiful, nice, wealthy home with lots of food, and people are moving around. They're having food. And I said, oh, what kind of wise person is this? But okay, my father told him, let me see him. And then he was moving around this building, and then he asked about this person. The people told him, okay, this is the person, go and see him. He came to me, Assalamu alaikum, I'm here from my father. This is my father, your friend, and he sent me here to learn some wisdom from you. He said, okay. He gave him a spoon full of oil in it. I said, okay, hold this in your hand and go see all around my gardens outside. But make sure you have to bring this full of this oil, this spoon full of oil as it is. If you drop it, don't come in. If you drop the oil, you have to leave right there, from right there. So don't come in again. Okay, so tough. So while he was moving around the building, his gardens, was just his attention was the oil. If I leave it, I can't go see. I can't see him anymore. So after like 2-3 hours, he came back holding the oils in the spoon. I said, okay, I'm here. And then the sheikh asked him, okay, did you see the pink flowers? Did you see the blue flowers? Did you see that garden? Did you see that? He said, I'm sorry, I couldn't see anything. My all attention was on this spoon. He said, no, go it again. Go again and see all the details and make sure you hold this in your hand. And this time, maybe this boy came back after like 2 days, 3 days. While he was seeing all the details, he was trying to hold this oil in the spoon. He came back, and then teacher said, okay, did you see all those things? He said, yes, I saw all those things. And he said, this is the life. That's the life. Live like this life. You have faith in your hand, your iman. Be in this world. See everything. Enjoy it. But don't go close to haram. Stay away from all those muharramat. Watch your spirit. Don't lose your iman. It's all right in your hand. As you kept this oil in the spoon and you came back after a couple of days, and you have been watching both. You have been seeing all the flowers and beauties of the garden. See all the beauties of garden in this world, this dunya garden, this worldly garden. But don't lose that oil in your spoon. Just keep it in your hand. Balance it somehow. And this is living in Bain al-Khawf wa Raja. When we're so sad, we say, oh, we are so sad, we lost our luck, Allah didn't care about us. No, don't do kufr, don't say kufr. Be man of patience. Be the people of patience. Be the followers of Ahlul Bayt as a patient human being. And when you're wealth, when you're in ease, in a good life, don't say, okay, let's do what you want to do today. We'll take care about all the mistakes tomorrow, maybe we'll fix it. No, there's no that day will not come. We have to balance ourselves, and this is the philosophy of philosophy of life. الذين هم بين الرجاء والخوف كأن قلوبهم في مخلب الطائر شوقا إلى الثواب وخوفا من العذاب. شوقا إلى الثواب. We want to have thawab. So we always have fear, if I do some wrong, I might lose that thawab. I don't want to ruin my thawab. Lots of people are going to say to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of Qiyamah, oh Allah, I have done all these things. What happened to my amal? And they will listen the response from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You did lots of ghibah. By the way, in last 2-3 years, Islamic Republic of Iran have made a beautiful series they call Zindagi Pasa Zindagi. I don't know, have you seen it or not? A very beautiful series. Those who know Farsi, you have to go and watch it. Even though if you don't know Farsi, just watch it. Because people don't know, those who know Urdu, they will understand like 50-60%. This three-year series, Zindagi Pasa Zindagi, experience of those who died for a couple of seconds, couple of minutes, couple of hours. They're totally dead. But they could come back to the life and the experience of death and after death. And now when they're explaining, they're shaking, they're crying what they have seen after their death. Most of the people, they have common experience. They say when we died, we passed through a very lightful canal or channel for millions of miles. And when they arrive to the different world, what they see about the people of dunya, about the mu'mineen, how they saw Ahlul Bayt. A boy said, when I used to be 8 or 9 years old, not yet baligh, 8 or 9 years old, I went to the shop, I shoplifted, I just took some chips. When I was in that world, in the day of Qiyamah, or in the day of what do you call in Barzakh or something like that. He says, I saw like lots of good things are pulling out from myself, coming out from myself, and going into that man, the shop owner's account. And he was becoming so Nurani and Nurani and Nur. And I was going into the darkness and darkness and darkness. And at the end, I lost everything, all my good deeds. The mistake I made at the age of 8 or 9 year old. He was not yet baligh. You have to see those series. Those who had experience of death and what they saw. That's amazing. One of the best series ever made in Iran. Zindagi Pasa Zindagi. How many mistakes we have done when we are baligh, knowingly we did that. Lots of mistakes. How can we claim? How can I claim to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, give me this and that? If I am, after doing all those khair, I sit down and I do all ghibat and lies and this fasad and that jealousy talk and that jealousy talk and that jealousy talk. Jealousy kills human being. Jealousy kills our iman. Destroys us. The hadith I mentioned a couple of days ago for you about the Quran. Read Quran with the meaning. Read Quran with meaning. As I said, if I say if you're eating food in the hall, food section, right, I will pay you $1. But if you bring your food up here, I will pay $1,000. What are you going to choose? All of you are going to bring your food right up here because you're going to get $1,000 here. If I eat my food down there, I'm going to pay only $1. So why instead of having $1,000, I go for $1? When we read Quran, there's thawab, just like a $1. But when you understand Quran, there's 1,000 times more thawab. Quran, this hadith is from Imam Jafar Sadiq alayhi salatu wassalam. وقال الإمام الصادق صلى الله عليه كتاب الله عز وجل على 4 أشياء. The book of Allah is on 4 things. على العبارة, the wordings of Quran, عبارة which is like here, چیزی که نوشته شده است عبارت. على العبارة والإشارة, there are hints. واللطائف, and there are subtleties if you go deeper. والحقائق, and there are realities in Quran as well. There's a haqa'iq, truth in it. عبارة, إشارة, لطائف, and حقائق. فالعبارة للعوام, common people. They don't care about, we don't want to be awam for Ahlul Bayt. We want to be Shia for them. Ahlul Bayt don't need 10,000 people like Amr As. No. They just need 72. But like Habib ibn Malahir, like Muslim ibn Awsaja, like Malik Ashtar, like Salman Farsi, like Abu Zar, like Ammar. Ahlul Bayt don't need too much people. The first phase of hadith says, فَالْعِبَارَةُ لِلْعَوَامِ. In another sense, according in Shia and Sunni school, as I yesterday mentioned those hadiths of Imam Sadiq again, there's people, they just memorize it, they just chant it, they just, lots of Sunni brothers and lots of people, they just go for the hifz the Quran and hifz and reciting and hifzing and qira'at and hifz and all those things. They don't go in deep in Quran. Lots of people. They're called awam and khawas. Khawas for Ahlul Bayt, the Shi'ayan. So we don't want to be awam. It's like commons, don't care about the Quranic values. The first thing Imam said, فَالْعِبَارَةُ لِلْعَوَامِ. The verse of Quran is only for awam. They just don't care about the meaning of Quran. They just go through the qira'ah, this qari and this qari and that qari and that voice and that voice and that voice and that qari and that voice, and they just swim in this between. No. Then Imam said, وَالْإِشَارَةُ لِلْخَوَاسِ. But there are hints in Quran, इशारे. कुरान में इशारे हैं, बहुत गहरे इशारे हैं कुरान के अंदर, खुदा की तरफ, तौहीद की तरफ, हक़ाइक़ की तरफ, हक़ की राहों की तरफ. There are lots of इशारे in Quran. اگر چشم ما باز باشه ما میتونیم اون اشاره ها رو ببینیم تو قرآن. به کدوم عمق داره قرآن اشاره میکنه، ولی باید تبدیل بشیم به خواص قرآن، خواص قرآنیون. خواص بشیم خواهیم دید اون اشاره ها رو. والاشاره للخواص. Those who are special ones to Ahlul Bayt. Khas, special ones. There are ishara hints for you in Quran. وَاللَّطَائِف. And then Imam said, وَاللَّطَائِف لِلْأَوْلِيَا. When we become close ones to Quran, awliya of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then we are going to see all those lata'if and subtleties in Quran. Much better meanings, deeper meanings. And after that, وَالْحَقَائِقُ لِلْأَنْبِيَاءِ وَالْأَوْسِيَاءِ. Haqa'iq, the realities. I don't understand this ayat. All I can go to the ishara and haqa and lata'if. But haqa'iq is only for Imam Jafar Sadiq alayhi salatu wasalam. For haqa'iq, we have to go ask from Imam Bakr, what is the reality of this ayah? Ya Ibn Rasulullah. We go to Imam Raza, Ya Ibn Rasulullah, what this ayah says. What is the haqiqah of this ayah? And this was a dua of Rasulullah during his lifetime. Allahumma arinil ashya kamahi. Oh Allah, show me ashya, everything in this world, as they are, according to their reality. Allahumma arinil ashya kamahi. We have to. But when is going to happen? When this is going to happen to us? When we do always this dua. What is the dua? Ilahi, Ilahi, la takilni ila nafsi tarfata aynin abada. Oh Allah, please never leave me on me even before I blink. So always be connected. Think about yourself that you are a computer. Always be connected with the internet. I'm a very, very bad misal. I'm so sorry. It's not a good misal. But this is the only misal. Be always connected. Never be disconnected. Watch yourself. While you're eating, while you're sleeping, while you're talking, while you're moving, while you're standing, whatever you want to do. Always be alert. Moment lives always in the condition of high alert. When you're not alert, you are just shot by shaitan. Be very careful. وَالْحَقَائِقْ لِلْأَنْبِيَاءِ. So, you want to go for haqa'iq? Ask from Ahlul Bayt alayhim wasallam. When you sit with them, they will explain you everything. Okay, with this muqaddama, Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Just 2 sentences from the Wasiyat of Amir al-Mu'mineen, which is amazing. There's a Western philosopher from France. His name is Roger Garudi. He's a very good scholar. He became Shia later on. He came to see Ayatollah Khamenei, Rahbar of Iran. I think he passed away a couple of years ago when he was old. He became Shia. He just become Shia Roger Garaudy. I mean, Roger Garaudy in English, but in the French accent, Roger Garaudy. When Roger Garaudy, he was a very old man, a professor of a big university in France, somewhere in Paris. This wasiyat of Amir al-Mu'minin made him Shia. And one day, one of his students, who was a young girl, came to him, said, Professor, you always talk about a man from Islamic world, and you speak a lot about him. His name is Ali. Who is Ali? He said, I become Shia just because of Ali's will, wasiyat of Amir al-Mu'minin, salamullah alayhi. In a couple of words, he started explaining to that girl what Amir al-Mu'minin said in this wasiyah, what I'm telling you here. Because we are Shia, we don't catch, okay, yeah, Imam is my Imam, and then I'm this and that, and oh, okay, I'm good. I don't need to read these things because I'm Shia. One of my acquaintances, I know him, is Maryland. He said, we do book exhibitions. He said 1 year, couple of maybe he explained this story to me like 5 years ago, and in that time he told me I did the exhibition, book exhibition, 25 years ago, somewhere in Ohio, in a very rural area. And after 25 years, he said I went again there after 19 years. When he was explaining the story 5 years ago to me, he said I went again there, and we put the stall. I saw a lady came in, and she said she's holding book in her hand, Nahjul Balagha. When I saw her book, like every page was so old and torn away, and there's a lots of alamat and writings and notes, and like this book was kind of complete Eden. She ate this book. He said, the sister, what did you do with this book? She said, I have raised my 3 daughters based on this book. My first daughter, my second daughter, my third daughter, and now I'm old and I'm about to die. And my last daughter, the third daughter, says, Grandma, you're going to die. So before you die, leave this book for me. And I promised her, don't worry, I'll buy you a new one, new Nahjul Balagh. So I came to you. I heard that you are going to have another exhibition after a long year. So I came to you to buy another Nahjul Balagh. This brother, he was so happy. He said, oh, my sister, this is our Imam. She said, no, don't make a mistake. He's Ali ibn Abi. He has no relationship with the Muslim. Subhanallah. That was his perspective. No, don't say that. Ali ibn Abi Talib is a great saint. He has no relationship with you people, Muslimin. I don't see anything from Ali ibn Abi Talib in you. How come you can claim he is your leader? He was shocked. When he was telling me, he was crying and shaking like this. He said, that white lady told me, I raised my 3 daughters based on this book. And when I said, oh, you did that? Alhamdulillah, he's our Imam. He said, no. Ali has no relationship with you, Muslimin. Where we are now, where we're standing, basically. I'm saying this, including myself. Where are we standing? Just one sentence, time's almost gone. Imam said, Amir al-Mu'minin said to Imam Hassan al-Hussein, Allah fil aitam. فَلَا تُقِبُّوا أَفْوَاهَهُمْ وَلَا يَضِيعُوا بِحَضْرَتِكُمْ. Take care about the orphans. Oh, my children, Hassan and Hussein, take care about the orphans. Care about orphans. Be very careful of the orphans. Wouldn't be like that one night they sleep with hunger, and you sleep while your stomach is full. I don't care about them. How many of us care about the orphans? I'm not talking about that in okay, now I have to care, just put some automatic donations to the big organizations. No, there's nothing such a thing in Islam. You have to directly take care of a family, a daughter, a boy, a lady, a man, as an orphan. We all have to take care of directly us. Just be like them, be to them like a father, be to them like a mother. Directly, because I'm paying every month $20 to an organization, they are taking care of the. No. There's no such a thing. Don't be tricked. Take care of the orphans means be father. Not only your physical support, be like a father. Put your hands on their head. Go and visit them. See them. Talk to them. There's a lot of orphans in Yemen, in Syria, in Pakistan, Afghanistan, poor countries. They're under effect of Taliban, Daesh, Shayateen like Israel, like America, like England, like France, like Germany. They're just bombing them, killing them. Palestine. We have to connect with them. Whatever you can connect. Be with them, serve them, help them, clean their tears. Okay? It shouldn't be like that. Orphans sleep hungry and you sleep with full of stomach and you don't care about them. It shouldn't be like that. Allah في الأيتام فلا تغبوا أفواههم ولا يضيعوا بحسرتكم والله. And then Imam said Allah في جيرانكم. Care a lot about your neighbors. في جيرانكم فإنهم وصية نبيكم. Imam said, this is the wasiyat of your Nabi to me. Wasiyat of Rasulullah to Ali ibn Abi Talib. Care about your neighbors. ما زال يوصي بهم حتى ظننا أنه سيورثهم. See, in the amount he did wasiyat about the neighbors, we thought they are going to get earth from us, heritage from us. Neighbors. Let me give you an simple example. If I stand up in the day of Qiyamah, all Anbiya standing there, Ahlul Bayt and Rasulullah standing there, all awliya standing there, and I have a neighbor, let's say there. His name is like John and Paul, or I don't know, whatever it is. And if Allah asks from him, oh John, oh Paul, why don't you become a Muslim? If he answers, yes, Sheikh Ammar was living in my neighborhood, I never saw Islam in his actions. What I'm going to do there? I didn't see any Islam in his actions. Not as in hello, not as in bye, not as in character, not as in dress, not as in attitude, not in his wife's attitude, let's say, Nauzubillah. If he says, he was my neighbor, this Muslim brother was my neighbor, but I didn't see any Islam in his actions. He never came to help me. In Germany, there was a lady who was dying out of sickness in apartment. And she had a neighbor who was this lady was from Morocco. And they were not friends at all. No hi, no bye, nothing. Just they were neighbors. This Moroccan lady saw that lady is not showing up for 10 days, 12 days. She says, what happened to that lady? One day she came to the apartment, she knocked the door. She came in and said, this lady is lying down on the couch and is about to die. She jumped on her. She said, what happened to you? She said, my children are gone. My husband, I don't have husband, this and that. And then I'm alone. Nobody's helping me and I'm badly sick and I'm ready to die. She said, hold on. She went back home. She brought some warm towels, some fresh water, some soup, and she started feeding her. And after a couple of days, when she stood up, healthy and nice, the German lady asked from that Moroccan lady, by the way, there are Sunni Moroccans in Morocco, and Sunnis are in Aljazair and Misr. They'll die for Ahlul Bayt. They are Sunni, but they love Ahlul Bayt like crazy. I know a lot of Moroccans and Aljazairi people and Misri people, Egyptians. When she was healthy, she stood up, this lady, she said, why you did all this to me? We were not friends. You know what she said? The Moroccan lady replied, she said, my book says that I have to do this to you. Quran says that. When they become little friend, the Moroccan lady, listen, the answer is not here yet. The Moroccan lady said to that lady, do you like if I bring you a copy of Quran? She said, no. She was like amazed. How come no? I did all this thing to you. At least you should say, out of respect, okay, bring me a copy of Quran. She said, no. She said, I saw Quran in your actions. You are a living Quran for me. How much of us are like that Moroccan lady? This is the question. This is Amir al-Mu'minin is saying here. Allah fi jiranikum فإنهم وصية نبيكم ما زال يوصي بهم حتى ظننا أنه سيورثهم. We have to care about the neighbors. And then further sentence, inshallah, we will discuss a little bit tomorrow. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Oh Allah, give us tawfiq to follow the seerah of Ahlul Bayt al-Athhar. Oh Allah, give us tawfiq to follow the path of Rasulullah. Oh Allah, give us tawfiq to follow the path of Quran and its knowledge and its wisdom. Oh Allah, give us tawfiq to see our Imam and serve him. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.